The diplomatic vessel Star Whisper limped into the human space station's docking bay with all the grace of a wounded bird. Jasper wiped grease from his hands as he watched the elegant craft settle onto the landing struts. Its crystalline hull dimmed and cracked in places. Another repair job, another day in the life of a frontier mechanic. He didn't expect royalty to emerge from it. Princess Dani of the Valanthi Empire descended the ramp with careful, measured steps. Her translucent skin, normally luminescent according to the databases, appeared dull, almost gray. The traditional robes of her station hung loosely on her frame, and her attendants supported her on either side. "Your pardon, human," one of the attendants said, their translator rendering the words in flat, mechanical tones. "Her Highness requires only basic repairs to the vessel. We will not trouble you long." Jasper nodded, already running his diagnostic scanner over the ship's exterior. "Looks like you took some micrometeorite damage. Nothing catastrophic, but you'll need new hull plating on sections 4 through 7. I can have it done in 6 hours. The princess swayed slightly, and her attendants tightened their grip. "Is she all right?" Jasper asked, genuine concern creeping into his voice. "Her Highness has been indisposed," the attendant said carefully. "The journey has been difficult." Jasper didn't press further. Alien royalty wasn't his business, fixing their ships was. He set to work as the delegation retreated to the station's diplomatic quarters, leaving him alone with the damaged vessel and his tools. 4 hours into the repair, Jasper's stomach growled. He glanced at the chronometer and sighed. He'd been so focused he'd worked straight through lunch. Setting down his plasma welder, he made his way to his small workshop office, little more than a converted storage room with a hot plate and a mini fridge. He pulled out the container he'd prepared that morning, his mother's beef stew recipe, the one she'd taught him before he'd left Earth to work the frontier stations. It wasn't fancy, but it was home. He dumped the contents into a pot and set it on the hot plate, letting it warm. The aroma began to fill the small space, rich, savory, with hints of thyme and bay leaf. The smell of slow-cooked meat, carrots, and potatoes. The smell of Sunday dinners and his mother's kitchen. Jasper had just ladled the first spoonful into a bowl when he heard a sound. A small gasp. He turned to find Princess Dani standing in his doorway, her attendants nowhere in sight. She stared at the pot with an expression he couldn't quite read on her alien features, but her hands trembled as they gripped the doorframe. "Your Highness," Jasper stammered, nearly dropping the ladle. "I didn't are you lost?" "What is that?" Her voice was barely a whisper, but she spoke directly, no translator needed. Her species could speak several galactic languages naturally. It's just stew, beef stew. My mother's recipe." Dani took a step forward, then another. Her dull skin began to show the faintest hint of light, a pale blue glow emanating from beneath the surface. "I have not eaten in 3 weeks, she said, her eyes never leaving the pot. "Nothing the royal physicians prepared could. The smell of it, ... Jasper understood then. The Valanthi were notoriously delicate eaters. Their refined palates and sensitive systems rejected 90% of what the galaxy had to offer. He'd heard stories of Valanthi nobles starving during long voyages, unable to stomach the preserved foods necessary for space travel. "Would you like some?" He gestured to the bowl he'd prepared. She moved forward as if in a trance, lowering herself onto the small stool across from his workbench. Jasper handed her the bowl and a spoon, then ladled another portion for himself. Dani lifted a spoonful to her lips. The moment the stew touched her tongue, her skin erupted in brilliant blues and purples cascaded across her features, and she made a sound something between a sigh and a sob. "By the old stars," she breathed. "I can taste it. I can actually taste it." She ate slowly, savoring each bite, and with each spoonful, more color returned to her skin. The gray pallor faded, replaced by the healthy glow of her species. Her hands stopped trembling. "I don't understand," Jasper said quietly. "It's just stew. Basic human food." "You don't understand what you've done," Dani said, pausing between bites. "The Valanthi digestive system is ancient, refined over millennia. We can only process the most perfectly balanced food-specific molecular structures, precise pH levels. Too much deviation, and we reject it." She took another bite, her expression almost reverential. "But the way the proteins have broken down, the combination of compounds from your spices, the fat content from the meat, it's chaos, but it's perfect chaos. My body accepts it. Humans don't really do perfectly balanced," Jasper admitted with a small smile. "We kind of just throw things together and see what works." "Yes," Dani said, and now there was wonder in her voice. "Exactly. Your species adapts. Your food adapts. Nothing in the galaxy prepares food the way humans do, with such casual disregard for purity and such perfect instinct for combination. She finished the bowl and looked at him with clear eyes, her skin now radiant with full luminescence. You saved my life with a pot of stew your mother taught you to make. Jasper felt his cheeks warm. I've got plenty more if you'd like seconds, Your Highness. Danny, she corrected. Please and yes, I would very much like seconds. As he refilled her bowl, Danny smiled, an expression that translated across species lines. When I return to the Velonthi homeworld, I will tell them of this day, of the human mechanic who fed a starving princess with his mother's recipe. They will want to know more about human cooking, about your people's strange, wonderful ability to make something nourishing from simple ingredients. Jasper handed her the bowl. Humanity, huh? We're full of surprises. Indeed you are, Danny agreed, and took another bite of the stew that tasted like salvation.